Good morning, and welcome back to the Board of Wisdom. Today I'm going to walk you through the $3.5 million productivity protocol plus identity rewiring. Because we could work on productivity as much as you want, but if you don't look at who you are and how you operate personally, I'm just going to be one of the productivity gurus to wake up at 5 a.m. and focus. We're not going to do that here. So if you're an entrepreneur, solo coach, solo consultant, solo agency owner, and you have an endless to-do list, you're doing a lot of things every single day, you have 100 different things fighting for your attention, you have new and exciting opportunities knocking at your door, because nowadays everyone has a new opportunity knocking at his door, and you just want to really focus to get your business to the next level, this is for you. Let's have some fun. So lately I've been working with a couple of clients actually who are making more than $3.5 million in their businesses. And how do I know? Because I track everything and I make sure that we do our due diligence on our clients to know where they're moving and what they're doing, because this is what an actual consultant should be doing. And I've been seeing a lot of cool things, so I want to walk you through them. I'm going to walk you through the identity shift, the big lessons, the 3 questions to $1 million. I'm going to walk you through the models, every single, even the tools like you could use. So let's have some fun together. First things first, by the way, I built the #1 focus tool for solopreneurs, for coaches, consultants, that does this entire process that we're going to talk in the video for you within 20 minutes with AI. It studies your entire business from A to Z, and then it analyzes everything and it tells you what to focus on. Link in the description. But if you want to do it manually, let's have some fun. So the big identity shift was that for 4 years, I was posting daily and even on Sundays. And funny enough, I used to come back from going out with my friends or with my family, and I used to sit down and post because I had to. So I came back early to post. And my leads were inconsistent. My views were inconsistent. My social growth was extremely inconsistent. And I spent most of my time fixing the back end of my offer, launching a new YouTube channel, and mailing my email list more, because if I do those things, I should grow the business, right? All of that made me feel very productive. And I know you know what I mean, because you're like, I feel so productive. I did a lot of things today. But what was I actually generating in the business? In reality, I was just wasting time feeling productive. The only thing that actually deserved my time was fixing my lead conversion, turning the people who were watching my content into actual leads. And to do that, I had to face the discomfort of making offers to a public audience. And it felt very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable actually. Like I remember whenever I had to post an offer to my Facebook friends, which were all in my ICP, which was stupid not to do. I used to deal with a shit ton of resistance and I wouldn't really do it. Instead of fixing it, because I dealt with a lot of resistance, I kept on doing random shit for years and I wasted thousands and millions in opportunities for the business. So the big identity shift is what you feel should be done is not what needs to be done. A lot of times. Before we go into productivity, I really need you to understand that productivity isn't about how many things we do, it's about what we choose to do. And a lot of times the things that we choose to do are not the things that need to be done in the business. Okay? I told you, I spent years posting daily. I spent years fixing the offers. I spent years on launching the YouTube channel. I spent years mailing an email list. When in reality, none of those were the thing that needed to be done. And the thing that needed to be done was simply making more offers to my public audience to become leads. That's the only thing. Only one thing that I needed to focus on, and I didn't focus on it for 4 years. Okay? Why didn't I focus on it for 4 years? We are not actually aware of which problem to solve or what to focus on. We think we are. We're not. Look, I've worked with people from all around the world. I've consulted hundreds, like I would say a healthy number is approximately 116 people I've consulted over the past 7 years. I've worked with people from all different ranges, from millions to people who don't have any money. I even, till this day, people book me for deep dives who sometimes are not even coaches and consultants. They're just entrepreneurs and they want to improve their personal performance. Cool. I've worked with everyone, pretty much. And I can tell you one thing. One common thread between all of them is that most people think they have a problem, where in reality their problem is something completely else. Most of us are not even aware of the problems that we are dealing with, and this is why we can't solve them, because we're solving for the wrong fucking thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Here's a lesson based on that will even make it stronger. This is a lesson that comes from a friend who makes, right now he's a friend, he was a client, $500,000 in his agency per year. And this is lesson on confirmation bias, which is one of the things that if you're not aware of as an entrepreneur specifically, or as a human, you're missing out on life. I have a great client. I'll keep him under NDA because he's a great entrepreneur. He's also sometimes a coach and an agency owner. And he doesn't want to be known because a lot of people know him. Let's just keep it at that. Especially in the sphere of coaching and consulting, a lot of people know him. One day he messages me wanting an AI agent to manage his calendar. And I asked him, why? He says, my calendar is a mess. My meetings clash. I'm late to everything. I run over time. I need an agent to fix it. I need an agent to fix my scheduling. A couple of days later, he started seeing ads around calendar AI agent and calendar management agents. And he starts seeing founders on YouTube like Matt Gray and all of those people talking about AI second brains to schedule better and whatever it is. And in his mind, he's like, oh, all of those are coincidences. Not coincidences. All of those are synchronicities. That's a message from the universe. This is what I should be doing. 1 second. Yeah, this is what I should be doing. Like the universe was confirming to him. But no, like the information was always there. He's just started looking for it. Like, you know, when you look at a car, for example, one of the cars that I want to buy now is a Ford Bronco. Now, before I actually went and drove the Ford Bronco and put it in my mind that I want to buy it, I never saw a Ford Bronco. Really, like maybe I saw it once in my life. Now, wherever I go, I see at least one. Now, I didn't really manifest those. It wasn't a sign from the universe. They were always there. I just started focusing on them. This is the case. This is what we call confirmation bias. So the thing that we believe we need is the thing that we start focusing on. So in my friend's case, he spent 2 weeks finding the agent, training it, and structuring his calendar until he realized that the calendar was never the problem. The real problem was that he had people-pleasing issues. He had no boundaries. So he filled his calendar with everything that people wanted him to do. And because he was pleasing everyone, he couldn't say no to any meeting. And that's why his calendar was messed up. And he only knew that because once he used the AI agent, the AI agent started telling him, hey, like, look, you have too many conflicting things. Like, what do we need to remove? And he couldn't get himself to remove anything. Now, this man makes $500,000 per year. So 2 wasted weeks of his time is roughly $25,000 gone. The 2 weeks that he spent on fixing this AI agent because he believed that he needed it cost him $25,000. Get that in your mind for a second. And for you, you might be at his level or even more. You might not be at his level. But for each person, wasted time is wasted money and wasted opportunities. And in his case, it was wasting $25,000. Building something that he never even needed because he fixed the comfortable problem instead of the right one. This is the part that I actually really want you to see. And I really want you to understand this part, please. You could spend your life and your business and your time and your resources fixing the thing that don't need to be fixed. And you could waste so much. Let me give you an example. Imagine you go out there, you're hungry, I'm hungry, so as soon as I stop shooting this video, I want to go eat. I'm very hungry actually. So imagine you want to eat, you want to have breakfast. So you're like, okay, awesome, I want to prepare some eggs. You take those eggs, you put them, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put some bacon. Awesome. You get some bacon. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna get some pepper too. Like pepper is perfect with it. Like, do you agree? Like bacon, eggs, some bell peppers, beautiful mix, yeah? Maybe some toast on the side. But then you're like, okay, I'm gonna put motor oil. Put everything together, you eat it, doesn't taste good. So the next day you're like, okay, I'm gonna change the eggs because it might be the eggs. So you change the eggs, again you taste it. So you change the bacon the third day. But in reality, the entire problem was always the motor oil. You change the eggs, you change the bacon, you change the bell peppers, maybe you changed the toast, but you didn't even look at the thing that was sabotaging the entire recipe, which was the motor oil. Most of us are not aware of what is our motor oil. What is the thing sabotaging our business? What is the thing holding us back? What is the thing keeping our productivity low? And before we know that, it's going to be impossible to actually work properly, set proper routines, because we don't know what needs to be focused on. This is why I built that entire tool, because a lot of people are like, Arnold, I know what I need to be doing. You don't know what you need to be doing. You're blind. You're blind. I am blind. We are all blind. This is why we pay consultants, we pay advisors, we build tools like this. So what to focus on? How to know the things that we are blind for. And this is where the 3 questions to $1 million comes into play. Now we're talking about $1 million. It's a good deal, so let's change colors to, what is your favorite color? I'm gonna guess green. No. Let's put red. Hope if I got it right, drop it in the comment. Your favorite color is red, maybe. 3 questions to $1 million. And if you answer those every single week, by the way, like this is literally what I do every single week. So every single week on Sunday, I prep my entire 7 days based on those questions. So you could just do the same. Cool. What is the thing that needs focus? What's broken that actually needs fixing? I spend most of my time here on the what. What is the keyword? What is the thing that needs my focus? What is the thing that needs fixing? Not optimizing, not improving, not supercharging, not making better, fixing. What is broken so I could fix it? If it's not broken, I don't want to fix it. And I spend most of my time here. I use this tool, literally like I use my own tool, which is cool. To really analyze like what is broken in the business. Let's look at the numbers. Let's analyze every single thing to figure out what's broken. And then I ask myself, do we have the how to solve it? Do we have the skills, the systems, the ability to solve that thing? And 70% of the times we already have the answer. 70% of the times. Especially if you're a more advanced entrepreneur, you've already bought mentorships, courses, consultancies. You already understand kind of the game and what's broken and what needs to be fixed. So you could just fix it. And you could focus on 7 days to fix that thing, which is your week. And the last one, I ask myself this after everything is done. Did we actually solve it? Not did I work on it or it feels like it was handled. Did I actually solve it? And the only way I know that if I solved it is I assign one metric to that thing and let the number tell me the truth. So I created for my business you can't see it all. Anyway, it's a health metric. This is a sample, by the way. This is not live. But you put your numbers in and it tells you the health of your business and it tells you what needs to be focused on. And it tells you the trends of the business so you can see. So rather than making educated guesses, you can make proper guesses and you can assign metrics to the thing that you need to solve. So for example, you have a very low lead flow. Rather than saying to yourself, I'm gonna fix my lead flow, you assign new leads metric. So you're like, next week I'm gonna look. If my new leads rose by 10%, that means I'm doing something good. Okay? Now, let me even simplify it more for you because I like doing that. But let me get a sip of water first. So you might be asking yourself, oh, Arnold, I know the 3 questions to $1 million right now. Okay, but what, like, when I ask myself what needs to be focused on, like there are so many things that I could look at. Like, what is it that I need to look at? And this is where we go to the scaling pyramid, which we're going to go to another board of mine. This is my IP board. This is the board where I have all of the intellectual property for my business. So you're getting to see something that most people don't get to see. This is the scaling pyramid. Every single business in the world has 4 functions. Especially if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, you have 4 functions and that's it. Some businesses have more nuances, but as a coach, as a consultant, like I already told you, worked with hundreds, this is it. Your business should be doing the following. Distribution. Can we make this a bit thicker? Yeah. Distribution. How many new people are seeing your stuff? How are you distributing? This is what other people call brand awareness, views, virality, whatever people call it, I call it distribution. How many new people are seeing my stuff? Second one is demonstration. From the people who see your stuff, how many people are getting proved? This is something super advanced, but I'm gonna just make it super easy for you. We've analyzed the data of every single one of our clients. And the most successful clients have always had a demonstration mechanism. A lot of our clients take people from Instagram to YouTube. On YouTube, long form demonstrates their work. Some of our clients have a newsletter where people opt into the newsletter, and on the newsletter, they demonstrate their work. Even some people on socials like Facebook, like Instagram, they post reels showing people how they work because they want to demonstrate their work. And it's super easy to make sales happen where you take people from distribution to demonstration rather than from distribution to monetization. So rather than people jumping on a sales call directly with you, they see you and then they go see deeper levels of your work. They go deep with you. From their monetization, so the people that see your demonstration and they're like, oh, awesome, like I love that. How can I give you money? You should have a way for them to give you money. And then delivery. How are you delivering? Those are the 4 systems that you need to look at. So over here, when we ask ourselves, what do I need to focus on? You just take a look at here and you're like, okay, how is my distribution going? How is my demonstration going? How is my monetization going? How is my delivery going? And what's broken? And the only way you can know is to assign metrics and to see the data in your business. Okay? Other than that, you're blind. Make sense? Awesome. So now that you know what you should focus on, let me even simplify it more for you. And if you hear some barking, this is my Doberman. I have 3 dogs. So, for your distribution, you have 2 ways, organic or paid. I do a hybrid of both. You choose a certain channel and you put to yourself, it's like, okay, my distribution is Instagram, paid and organic. So the one metric is gonna be, actually 1 second, I'm gonna pause it until she finishes barking. Okay, hopefully she's done. So the one metric is gonna be views. I'm gonna try to write this in the most ugly way possible, pretty much. So the one metric that you measure is how many views is your Instagram getting. That's distribution. The more views it gets from your ideal ICP, you know that distribution is working extremely well. Makes sense? If you're running ads, you should see from your ads how many people are seeing your ads. So views if you're running video views or engagement ads. That's it. That's how you track that metric. Demonstration. So the people who see me, how many of them are becoming leads? So this is where you can offer workshops, you can offer a book, you can offer products, you can offer them to go to a longer form YouTube video. you can do challenges, or you can take them to a community. And each one of those has a different metric. Can you see how even, like, sometimes it gets too complicated? And this is why the people who tell me, like, I do multiple things, I look at them and I'm like, for sure, you're broke or you're exhausted. One of the two. Because you can see here, like, anything that you choose has a certain metric for you to track. You want to make sure that you're tracking the right thing. So for YouTube, what I want to see is how many new YouTube subscribers I'm getting and how many leads are messaging me to go to my YouTube channel, to get the link to my videos. If my product, I want to see how many people are actually buying the thing, the conversion rate. If it's community, how many new community members do we have? So I want to be able to track that thing. Monetization, same thing. You have calls, you have offer document, you have DM sales, you have group sales, you have VSL, and each one has a different metric to track. Same thing for delivery. This is why, if you really want to grow a proper business, you need to simplify it to the bare bones of what it needs to grow. That's it. Because you will never know what needs to be focused on if you're doing too many things at the same time. Does it make sense? And you will never even know how to solve it if you have too many things happening at the same time. Like, imagine I'm coming into my business and I'm like, okay, I have 3 workshops happening, 2 products, 1 YouTube channel, and a community. Like, I need to learn 7 skills to be able to manage that. It's a machine that's crazy to manage. You cannot manage it. Imagine I also have calls that people can book with me, and DM sales that I need setters to do, and VSLs. So I need to manage how many people see the VSL, how many people get on the calls, how are my setters performing? Like, imagine you have all of those things. Crazy, right? This is what some businesses look nowadays. This is why when people work with me, the first thing that we do is we just delete a lot of stuff from their business so they could actually focus on the right things. So the productivity protocol is this. Ask yourself those 3 questions at the beginning of each week, Sunday or Monday, and map out the number 1 thing that needs to be fixed from there and focus on that. And the only way you'll know what needs to be fixed is when you have proper metrics to fix. And if you look at all of this again and you're like, Arnold, that might be too much, this is why I built this tool for you. And this is why I advise you to work with me, because like this, everything becomes super simple if you work with us. We really simplify your business to a level where it's kind of stupid for it not to work. But there's another part that we need to look at. Here we looked at the business. But there's another thing that sabotages the growth. It's you, the operator. Your identity, your money beliefs, your sales beliefs, your environment, your trauma, your experiences. A lot of people, when they hire consultants or when they work with people, they look at just this. And even like a lot of people don't even look at this properly. Or they give you a business model, implement my business model. When in reality, this is the thing that we need to give 80 to 90% of our attention to. Here's why. Here's one of my clients, amazing entrepreneur, amazing, beautiful human being, how much energy she has. She's a mother of 5, okay? She manages, I think right now she has 2 main businesses, so a software business and an education business. And when we started working together, this part, we had some work to do for sure to clean up. We're still cleaning up a couple of things, but the real work was over here because her problem was just people pleasing. Because she was people pleasing, she wasn't putting out content enough. And because she wasn't putting out enough content, every single client that came to her from her pushing out there. So her messaging people or her doing joint ventures, and different clients came with different needs. And because different clients came with different needs, she had the wrong clients, she had a very low lead flow, and she had attachment to current clients because if they leave, all hell breaks loose, pretty much. It all started with one problem, which is people pleasing. We could have looked at her case and we could have said, yeah, she has a leads problem. But in reality, she didn't have a leads problem. She had a people pleasing issue that we had to fix. Here's Oliver. Oliver got 6 new high-ticket clients, 24 new group clients in his group cohort. He took his family to Portugal and he traveled with them and he paid for everything. Not because I gave him a new business model. We worked together for a while, me and Oliver, and if I look at how much business knowledge I gave him, minimal. I gave him some, but minimal. The real work was on identity misalignment and self-worth. In his mind, he believed that the people who are like him, who do his work, are people who are broke. He linked himself to therapists who are broke and who only give one-on-one sessions. And this belief got reinforced by his family and his father. And this is why he struggled. Once we made him fall in love back with his business, with the people that he's serving, with the way that he's delivering to those people, everything started to make sense. This is why it's also important that when you ask yourself, what is the thing that I need to focus on? A lot of times, the thing that you need to focus on is just you. It's your ability to sit down, relax, stop wanting to always work, stop wanting to always move fast, stop wanting to always struggle. Sometimes the best thing that I give my clients is just inner work tools. Like here we have a lot of inner work tools that we've created this year. Like if you see, all of them are 2026. A lot of inner work tools that we've created. Because sometimes the best thing you can do for your business is to spend an entire week on yourself, not the business. And if you become aligned with yourself, with your truth, with your values, with your reality, with your story, and if you heal your past beliefs around how things should be doing, your business starts to imitate you. Your business starts to look like you. And you start to love it again. You start to enjoy it again. You start to have fun with it again. And the money comes, and the clients come, and the growth comes. But anyway, if I want to leave you with action today, first for sure is to get the tool down below, or if you want to apply to work with me, welcome. Of course, you'll have to qualify, but if you qualify, welcome. But one action. Every single Sunday or Monday, you sit down and you ask yourself those 3 questions, and then you map out your entire week based on those 3 questions. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. What deserves my attention this week? What deserves my focus this week? What is the thing that if I do makes everything else easier? From there, do I have the how? If I don't know, if I don't have the how, I would spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday researching the how, and then Thursday, Friday doing that thing. And for the people who are like, I don't know how, man, we have AI, come on, we have YouTube. Like this video that I'm sharing with you right now on YouTube, people in the past would have really needed to hire extremely high-level consultants that understand the human performance and human behavior and productivity protocols. They would also have to have read the books. They would also have to have tried multiple things and not worked. Right now, you're getting it in a 30-minute YouTube video. But you need to know what needs to be focused on so you could focus on searching for the solution. Hopefully it makes sense. Anyway, if you like this, please drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment. And if you want the tool, it's also down below. I'll see you, my friend. Bye-bye.